What's up, guys? This is Jay from Generation Geek, and today we'll be covering the most powerful moments from Barry Allen pre-crisis. As some of you may know, many of the superheroes from the Golden Era, Silver Age are all broken into different time periods. The first one, the beginning one, is the pre-crisis era, in which they have some of the most ridiculous feats that you can ever think of. And today we'll be covering some of those, especially since the Infinite Crisis Part 1 has came out since I believe yesterday. We want to get into some things so we can get a deeper understanding of how powerful Barry Allen the Flash pre-crisis really is. As always, if you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. We love to have you guys and join the Geek fam. Let's get into it. Alright folks, here we go. So first we're going to start with some speed feats, as of course that is the Flash, that is his thing. The first thing that we have up on the docket is his ability to run on top of clouds. This man was so fast that Barry Allen is able to run on the hard particles within clouds, even though they're light as feathers. By accelerating himself forward and making himself even lighter than those particles, he's able to run and skip over clouds as if he's a rock skipping on top of water, which is just crazy. Similar to the cloud feat, Barry is also able to run on top of grains of sand. Now, majority of everybody here has been to a beach. Have you ever really just tried to grab one little grain of sand and just put it on your finger? This man was literally so fast, he was able to run off one at a time. He just threw a whole bunch of them, grabbed a handful, threw it all in front of him, and was able to step on each particle of sand to accelerate up and forward. Like that's just the crazy level of speed. Like that's nuts. In this next scan, we have the Flash battling Dr. Light. At first, around this time, Dr. Light was not really so much of a joke character. He was a Flash villain, of course, but they didn't really consider him a joke. That didn't come later to like post-crisis, and then again, he wasn't a joke again after that. But Dr. Light, in his name, he has the ability to control light. So while he's racing the Flash, he's thinking that Flash's limit is only faster than light. But then Flash tells him that, you underestimate me greatly, and I can go many times faster than light. So this man, Dr. Light, turns into light and is racing the Flash. The Flash gets in front of him, laps him, goes to his office, gets his notes, comes back before Dr. Light can even realize that he's on lap this man, ran circles around him, and came back to figure out his plans. Like that's how fast that he is. Like that was easy for him. He's not tired or anything. Like Dr. Light is just like baffled. He didn't know that the Flash was that fast. And then here we go into our next scan. There was this atomic clock that this lady had bought. She had no idea that this atomic clock was an atomic bomb, which is completely weird. But hey, again, you're talking about the early to mid late 1900s. Like this was the beginning of comics, so they were just having fun with everything they do. It didn't really have to make much sense. But he goes into this lady house. She has this atomic clock in which she's just staring at like it's a TV, just watching it tick, and it literally has only 1 second left to explode. And the Flash literally takes it from wherever she's living, which seems to be a residential area, crosses some land, which seems to look like Africa or some type of desert, goes all the way to the Arctic. And mind you, this is all in the span of 1 second before it can blow up into this big mushroom nuclear cloud. Like that's like, again, another crazy speed feat. Then we have one of the most impressive feats to me as far as speed. As you guys know, Professor Zoom is almost a complete equal of Flash. He is from the future. It's one of his arch nemesis. He's the reverse of him. He is him. He has the same powers, almost the same speed, pretty much the same speed, if not more sometimes. But Barry was able to outthink him, and he learns that Zoom has the same protective chemical aura that Barry does, that protects them from damage, from the speeds at which they go. So Flash gets the idea to grab him and run faster than hypervelocity to burn off the aura on Reverse Flash. Just not enough to kill him, and to burn him all the way up, but just enough to lose his aura in which Zoom taps out. Like he beats another speedster who is just as fast as him, if not faster sometimes, who is from the future and has all the knowledge. He runs so fast that he burns off his aura. Like that's pretty nutty. And then next we go on to some things that people really don't think about. Of course, with Flash, he's known for his speed, but people never really think about how strong he has to be, how strong his muscles have to be, and what comes with having the Speed Force. He is definitely way above being stronger than normal humans. Many people know about his infinite mass punch. There's no way he's able to generate that much force without being on some level of superhuman strength and not destroying his entire body in the process. Like in this instance, in which Solovar, who's a freaking talking gorilla, when he was under attack by Gorilla Grodd, Solovar was all the way in the States. The Flash picked up Solovar, a gorilla, carried this man this ape. He carried this ape all the way from the United States all the way back to Africa, like on his back in half a second. Like, to be that strong, to move that fast in half a second is crazy. But you know, that's the underrated thing about Flash. People don't realize how strong he actually is. And then you have instances like this in which the Flash is so fast that he's able to squeeze hard metal like guns and compress it as if it were soft rubber. So yes, the Flash is so fast that he can crush metal as if it were rubber. Like that's how powerful the Speed Force actually is. It's not just moving super fast and going faster than I can see. He actually has some limit of super strength that comes with it, and it's nutty. It's just nutty. Then we have another instance in which the Flash is fighting a freaking tank. A tank. So everybody knows when you want to bring in the strongest and most durable military equipment, it always comes back to the tank. But the Flash is able to move so fast with the Speed Force that his hands become literal saw blades, and by attacking the weak points of the tank, he's able to literally chop up the tank into little bitty pieces of metal. Like, yeah, bro, like his strength is definitely underrated. We gotta respect the strengths, the Flash's strength, like for real. And then finally we get into some of the most powerful feats, and this is what this list is all about. Things that I didn't even know the Flash can do, which literally blew my mind. Like, I thought that the pre-crisis Superman was super OP with the stuff he's able to do, pulling planets and stuff like that. The Flash, which I had no idea, is able to almost completely manipulate his entire atomic structure. And when I say manipulate, I mean manipulate the entire structure. Like, in one instance, he was fighting Mirror Master, and Mirror Master turned him completely into glass. Flash melted himself from glass and reconstituted his entire body back to normal. This man turned himself from glass back to flesh. I don't even know how, like, I don't know how, like, how, Sway, like, how. So then next we have this instance in which Flash is fighting these two aliens who have these ray guns, and they're just spraying everything at him. They have like these electrical spray guns and all this other stuff, and they're shooting at him, and he's kind of just countering everything. So they finally, like, all right, we had enough. We're just going to disperse his atoms. So they shoot him with the freaking atom guns, and the Flash halts the outward flight of his atoms and restructures himself. Like, he was completely atomized, but gone, and he restructured himself faster than the speed of thought. Like, that's, bruh, like, bruh. And then finally, the most powerful and craziest feat, like, which draws questions to me, because I don't know how he died to the anti-monitor. If he can do this, well, I know how he died, because, you know, he burnt his body out. But with this level of molecular structure, the Flash was able to turn himself into actual antimatter. Antimatter, for those of you who don't know, one gram of antimatter is as powerful, if it hits positive matter, it's as powerful as a nuclear explosion. The Flash was going through space, was able to turn himself from positive matter in the vacuum of space into antimatter, and then right back on his re-entry back to Earth. Like, to have this type of control, like, this is, like, in some ways for himself, that's like Dr. Manhattan levels of control over one's own form. And that's what Dr. Manhattan does. Well, he's more powerful now, but initially Dr. Manhattan, he can control matter. Molecule Man can control matter. The fact that Flash can control all of his matter is like the upper limits of what he really can do if he really, like, wanted to be evil. Like, it's crazy. And that's my list, guys. Let me know if you've seen these feats before, and if you have anybody that you'd like to see me do a feat list, please leave it in the comment. And as always, please like, share, subscribe. And I am Jay from Generation Geek. As always, y'all be blessed and peace.